teams in the NFL. Unfortunately for him, he's on the team with Todd Gurley. This was, I couldn't believe he stayed in bounds, man.
I didn't think it was possible. Look, his hips were double jointed or something.
That was a great play.
Seattle taking on the Chargers. Jaron Brown rises to make the great catch while also staying in bounds.
This was a tough catch. It was coming between a couple different pair of arms, and he was in the back of that end zone where he tried to get both feet down.
Ooh.
Nice catch right there.
Chargers, a dangerous team, though. If they ever figure out their kicker situation, 6-2, their only losses to the Chiefs and Rams. Kicker yesterday.
That's not a new issue.
No, it's for the last 4 years they've had the worst kicking situation in football. Yesterday they missed 2 extra points and a field goal, almost allowed Seattle to come back at the end.
Finally, Henry Ruggs makes an amazing one-handed grab in Alabama's beatdown of LSU.
Oh, look, I mean, he takes some punishment there. I think the one-handed grab he had was later in the game. That was Alabama.
I'm glad they picked up that flag for targeting, too. I hate that targeting rule.
Man, that ejection.
College, y'all need to do something about that.
It was a fun one last night. 2 great quarterbacks squaring off. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Foxborough. Game tied at 17 in the 4th, and this fumble by Aaron Jones proved costly. Later in the 4th, Julian Edelman finds James White on a double pass. Pretty. White would score 3 plays later, so New England up 24-17. Next Pats possession. Brady finds Josh Gordon for the 55-yard touchdown. Whew. Beautiful play there. Brady finished with just under 300 yards and a touchdown as the Pats win their 6th in a row. Meanwhile, the Packers fall to 3-4-1. And here's Aaron Rodgers after the game.
Now, I say it all the time. Every year you have to learn how to win again. And we have to learn how to win on the road. You know, we've lost 4 road games. We haven't lost at home. You know, we've tied, but we haven't lost at home. But we've played 2 great teams who could be considered, although the Rams lost today, 2 of the top teams in the NFL in their respective conferences, and we had a chance to win both games. It's very frustrating because there's plays in every game that would put us in a better situation if we can get that, you know, that play off, and maybe we get 7 instead of 3 early in the game, and it sets a different tone. If we can, you know, if we don't fumble the ball there, if I hit Devontae, you know, down 24-17 on 2nd down there, who knows? We made some good plays. You know, Marquez had 3 nice catches for us. Jimmy made some plays, but yeah, I mean, we all got to play better, myself included.
Nick, do you believe that Aaron Rodgers and the Packers can still bounce back after dropping a 3-4-1?
I think they're alive, but it's on life support, and they've called in the pastor or the chaplain, whomever you'd like. They phoned the relatives. They got to go 7-1 now. That's what it is. You got 8 games left. You got 1 loss to play with. Because at 3-4-1, I think 10-5-1 probably gets you in. But 9-6-1 doesn't. So you got to go 7-1 the rest of the way. And Rodgers keyed on it. What has happened to the Packers on the road? And by the way, even if they go 7-1, they've now put themselves in position where every playoff game they play would be on the road. So they have to get it right. In their last 6 road games, they're 0-6. They're turning the opposing quarterback into Aaron Rodgers on the road. 15 touchdowns, 1 interception with a 116 rating by opposing quarterbacks against the Packers on the road. Like, they're allowing at least 29 points in every one of those games. So it's their road struggles. It is just impossibly bad timing on turnovers. See, back-to-back weeks, like they have a chance for Aaron Rodgers to lead a game-winning drive, fumble the kickoff. They have a chance for Aaron Rodgers to take the lead in the 4th quarter, fumble when you're driving. Like, these impossibly bad timing on turnovers and just an inability to sustain any defense on the road is why right now there's a mediocre football team.
And every team makes mistakes. No one plays perfect games. But Aaron Rodgers has been put in a situation by this organization that they have to play as close to perfect as possible. They can't recover. And you could see early in this game what Belichick was going to do. He was going to take away his #1 target in Davante Adams and force him, which he kept him 40 yards receiving, and force you to get the ball to other people. They were not able to do that consistently enough. That's what New England does. They had a great game plan offensively, came out with a Man, I've never seen them go that fast as far as an offense, for how quick they ran plays, to be able to keep Green Bay in one defense that they wanted to. That whole series end up getting the early lead when Green Bay wins the toss and defers and give the Patriots the ball. So the Packers are in a tough situation, because when you can't win on the road, it's based on a couple things. You can't play good defense, and you cannot run the ball. So I don't know what the rush totals were in those games, but you look in that losing streak, you can't be physical. You can't eat up time. Aaron Rodgers can't have a mediocre game because you have not put the type of team or the talent around him that would support him.
And maybe I shouldn't be this frustrated with the Packers. I get frustrated because I really like watching Aaron Rodgers play football. I want to watch him play meaningful games. But the Packers organization seems okay with this being a step back year, because I don't know how many tackles or interceptions that 2019 fourth-round pick made yesterday, but I didn't see him out there.
Yeah,
I know that
I think Ha could have made that tackle on Josh Gordon to prevent that big touchdown in cover 2.
Or even if the folks in Green Bay who were telling me, no, Pro Football Focus has him overrated, he's been bad this year. Well, your safety got thrown out of the game early. Now, I thought it was unfair he got thrown out, but that happens. Guys get hurt. People get ejected. Things happen, and people get suspended. And to get rid of one of your, at worst, top 5 defensive players for a future fourth-round pick when you've got this game coming up, when you were this close to beating the Rams last week, maybe you get what you deserve. Like, maybe this is organizationally where the Packers are fine with being. I'm not okay with it. They're under 500 after 8 games for the first time in Aaron Rodgers' entire career, and they don't need to be.
But in typical fashion, he gets thrown out. New England plays right up to the edge of the whistle blows. He throws a shot at him, and then the other player retaliates, and then New England player, what does he do? Points right to the referee. Hey, look at this guy. Throw him out the game. It happens all the time with New England. The gamesmanship is at a high level.
And real quick, just to stay on that for a moment, that obviously should have been a flag. I thought that was an absurd ejection.
There's no doubt.
Right?
There's no one been thrown out of an NFL game for less than an open hand. Man, the NFL, that's one thing we like. We thought you can go on the field and slap somebody and get away with it. Like, especially an open hand, like, oh, I can get away with that.
And it's not like this was after the game had gotten real chippy. There had been a fight. They had warned everybody. And the announcers were shocked by it. I was shocked by it. The ref didn't even have his mic on when he announced it. And so I'm not saying the Packers would have won if that didn't happen, but you had to be frustrated if you're a Packer fan knowing this guy's replacing the guy we traded away. Now he's gone too.
All right, well, coming up, the Steelers, are they better off without El Bell? That's next on First Things First.
Better off. I wonder if the show's better off without me.